Hello everyone, welcome to my Minecraft Alpha Let's Play here in the year 2020, I guess. So let's punch some trees, just kidding. I've already been in this world for about a year now, and in that time I've done a bit. Everything's dirt, I'll explain that in a minute. As you can see, this is, like I said, Minecraft Alpha. Up in the top of the screen there you can see version 1.1.2, and the reason I'm in Alpha is because in this world, the basic premise is I slowly update the game over time to try and experience each version. So I started in, I can't remember now, Okay, I started in, I think it was version 1.0.7, in my opinion probably the earliest playable version of Minecraft. And I'm now, like a year later, I've only made it to 1.1.2, because even though I've done like a fair amount of stuff in this world, I still have been playing very infrequently, so haven't got a lot done. This here is Fort Amnesty, so named because I was listening to the Adventure Zone Amnesty while I was building it, so that's where that name comes from. I guess I'll give a grand tour now. So in the middle here, this is a spider spawner I found on the surface. This whole place used to be gravel. I dug it all out, made this sort of little submerged courtyard place. This is all actually below sea level. The fountain shows where sea level is. And yeah, up here is a spider spawner, although I don't use this for anything because I have a much better mob spawner, which we'll actually be doing something with today, I think. In here, main storage room, standard stuff. And over there is the mob system. And I've got a railway down to my mine. That's actually quite interesting. So for those of you who don't know, powered rails weren't added to Minecraft until beta. So back in the good old days, we had these instead. These are Minecart Boosters. So the premise is, when two minecarts collide with each other in a specific way, they will give each other a kind of acceleration. Although that's the wrong word. There's no real world equivalent word that really fits what happens. But basically, you can just run two minecarts into each other and they'll go fucking ham. Like this. And now I have all the momentum I need to get all the way to the end of my mine. I shouldn't have gone in this because it takes like a minute to get there and back. I guess you can see my mine. As you can see, quite a lot of it. Finding diamonds in this version is actually a real challenge. Like, you barely break even if you're mining with a diamond pickaxe. Let's get everything back on my hotbar while I'm waiting to reach the end of this railway. Yeah, and here we go, here's the other end. Got another cart booster on this end. You can get a lot more advanced with these, like you can make all kinds of crazy starting mechanisms and stuff. I've just got some basic ones here that you have to give a shove before you hop in, but they work a treat. Like, you can see there's no boosters in this rail. All I have to do is that one booster back there, and that's enough momentum. I guess that's the best word for it, momentum. Enough momentum to get all the way back. All the way up the shaft again. Oh yeah, and on the left is probably, well, we've passed it now. Probably the most impressive thing I've built so far in this world. It's been done for over a year. Like, I posted it on Reddit a year ago. But this is the Amnesty Tunnel, and it is an EATS road, Etho's Advanced Transport System. If you remember Etho, I think he's still making videos. And these kinds of road, there's no boats in it, hold on. These kinds of roads are like very pointless, kind of, because rails are better in every way. Except unless you can't get iron, so they're useful in skyblock maps, but I wanted to make one anyway, just for fun. This one actually has a practical purpose as well. It leads back to spawn, and since there's no beds in this version, whenever you die you go back to spawn, so you need a way to get back quickly. So I'll just load a boat in there, show it to you. There's a little loading chamber down here, it can hold multiple boats, and when you hop in this door opens and off you go. And it's the exact same speed as a full speed minecart, just takes a lot more resources to build. You have to dig out this whole big area. You can do it above ground, but I did this one underground. And the way this works is the boat is in the water, so it's being boosted by the water, but it's also technically trapped underneath a block, these ladders. So when a boat is trapped underneath a block, it will try to escape as quickly as possible by going sideways. And here, that is exploited to get forward momentum. Spooky noises. I won't make you watch the rest of this. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, the dirt. The dirt is another slightly pointless part of my world. I did this... well, I'll be honest, I don't know why I did this. Originally I did it because I am building an animal farm, as you can see here. You can't breed animals in this version. You've got to spawn them on grass and then funnel them into a killing chamber down using some canals. It's all very inhumane. But the problem with that is you want to limit the amount of available spawning space for them, which means you want to get rid of all the grass in an area. And I went absolutely overkill with this. Like 100 blocks in every direction. I removed 100% of the grass. This is 100% not necessary. Like you can literally just build an AFK platform 100 blocks above this thing and it will have the exact same effect. But I kind of like how this looks anyway, and maybe I can do something interesting with it in the future. Oh, it's also done because this isn't even my spawn chunks, so I think animals can still spawn at spawn chunks even though I've dirted all of this. And this took forever. Like, this took hours and hours. The most pointless thing I've ever done in this game. Like I said, I think today we're going to be working on the mob farm. So, I have a problem. Right now it's disabled. That's not because it's not working, it's just because I haven't enabled it. So actually I'll show you it working beforehand. We have to head down here. No pistons in this version, so everything has to be... wait, no, I need to go down here. Everything has to be done manually, or you have to find... So like it's the aim is not to automate things, but to make things as simple as possible. So here I've got this sand door. I've got to destroy exactly 6 blocks of this. These fall down. That opens up a water stream above and lets the mobs through. And the mobs then come up a water elevator. All the way up here. Oh, it's getting dark. There's the first one. Over into this drowning chamber. They drown, and then their items fall down here, and I put them all into these chests. So fairly simple mob farm design. The problem at the moment is I have no way of lighting up the spawning platforms at the moment, which is why I have this super crude sand door that I just have to put in the way if I don't want them up here. And the reason I might not want them up here is because if you leave a bunch of mobs in a confined space and then log out and log back in again, they go everywhere. So like more than once I've logged back into my world and this place is just full of every mob you can name. It's a nightmare. So to fix that, we want a way of lighting up the spawning pads below. Except in this version there are no redstone lamps, there are no pistons with which to dispense lava, there are no dispensers with which to dispense lava, there's no glowstone, no nothing basically. There's no way to automatically turn lights on and off. What you can do is pour lava out of a bucket, and again going back to the thing about trying to make manual actions as simple as possible, I think the easiest way to create a lighting system for the mob farm would be to have like one spot where I can place a lava bucket, and that one lava bucket then splits up, flows away into all of the various spawning pads, and then I can go down and work on things. And the reason I can't just go down there and work on things and like spam torches is, well, A, that's long, and B, if a skeleton shoots a creeper, the creeper will just blow up. Like that's what happens in this version, and that just means that every time I go down there, I have to fix a huge portion of the mob farm, which again is a nightmare. This thing in general is a nightmare, but hopefully we can fix that a bit today. So the way liquids work in this game, let me grab a lava bucket so we can test this properly. Do I have any? No. Okay, I'll be right back. Where are your babies? Here's a trick. can use gravel to see through the world. There's some lava right down there. Ooh, and right there actually. Bada bing, bada boom. So I should probably specify where in Minecraft's development this version is, for anyone who doesn't know. Minecraft Alpha 1.1.2, this is the second to last version, major version of Minecraft Alpha. The next one is 1.2 and all the way up to 1.2.6, although there aren't any major changes during that time. And 1.2 adds the nether, biomes, a bunch of other stuff. And after that you're into Beta 1.0. Beta 1.0 actually only adds one thing to the game. It adds throwable eggs. And you wonder when the previous update contained this huge, new dimension and biomes and all sorts of crazy stuff, you wonder why they made the update with throwable eggs be the big change from alpha to beta rather than, the nether update. Moon's going down, it's nearly daytime again. I lined up these windows so that you can watch the sunset and the sunrise through them. Although at some point during Minecraft's development, the entire celestial sphere did rotate by 90 degrees. I'm not sure if that's happened yet. So at some point, the sun might start rising over there or something. And that'll be awkward, because these windows are in the complete wrong place for that. Oh, I left the door open. Oh yeah, and these doors are kind of interesting too. As you can see, double doors aren't really possible in this version, because if you put a door backwards in alpha, its reaction to redstone is inverted. So when you activate a pressure plate, it will close, and when you turn off redstone, it will open, which means you can't have double doors in the traditional way. So you have to have these janky ass things which open in two directions. So anyway, let's experiment with how these liquids work a little bit. Also, lava just sometimes gets stuck sometimes and doesn't go away. That's fun. There are a lot of people in the Minecraft community who will be like, oh, Alpha was the best version, but I do not miss crap like this. So this is the top of the mob farm. I have this little access port, but I am not going down there. I need to figure out where exactly the middle of each of the platforms is, or where I'm going to make the lava flow, rather. So I guess we'll try and light up... That's what I didn't want to do. Okay, I'm going to need to figure this out off camera. I'll be right back. I died. Exactly what I said would happen happened. Bunch of skeletons shot a bunch of creepers. I think an entire platform is now just gone. So I get to demonstrate the purpose of the Eats Road now. I'm also, that issue we ran into during testing, where the lava wasn't disappearing, that's a pretty major issue for the full thing. So I think what's happening is, sometimes lava gets stuck. It does eventually disappear, I think because it's getting random ticked. But we can't, it's annoying to have to rely on that. Oh dear. Well, there's my stuff. There's some blocks down there. I can make a break for it if I can just grab my stuff. Go, 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 go. Grab it, grab it, grab it. Oh my goodness. Get out. Okay, we're safe. That was another explosion. Stop blowing up! You know what I should have done? Is I probably should have worn armour. I don't like armour in this version, because it works the way it works. Like many things in this version. I'm going to be saying in this version a lot. Like many things in this version, it's dumb. If your armour gets damaged, it becomes less effective, which means armour is only good for like a few minutes, and then after it gets damaged, it's not as good anymore, and you have to either make new armour or just put up with not having very good armour. So I just choose not to wear any armour most of the time, because it feels like a pointless waste of resources. Right, I have been hard at work off camera, digging out these catacombs, and I think we are finally ready to test half of the system. I'll show you what I've done so far. I've got it sort of drawn out on paper. As you can see, each of the squares represents one of the spawning pads, and the two little circles above each square, that's where the lava comes down and flows down and covers the platform and prevents mobs from spawning, and the lines between them are these ducts that we're in right now. So what I'm going to do is place the lava here and then quickly and tactically retreat to a little safe room I've built where we can hopefully watch this working. So there's nothing left but to give it a go. And we've got to run away, run away, run away, run away. It's working. We need to take a left and then a right. And then down here. I built this little chamber here so we can see what's going on. As you can see, this is the mob farm, those torches in the background. That's where I died earlier. That's where the creepers blew up. So you can see the mob farm here, I guess. It's sort of it's a basic design, like I said. It's just 16 platforms with canals in between that the mobs fall into, and they all get funneled towards a water elevator and up into that killing chamber I showed earlier. Hopefully the lava should be coming down any minute. Let's see how its progress is. Here it comes. This is a slow process, which is one of the reasons I'm not sure this is entirely worth it. Especially given the problems I've talked about with the fact that it doesn't go away for ages. That might, like, ruin some stuff. But hey, let's watch this happen. Here it comes. Oh, it's getting kind of messed up over on the place where we've... What? Oh crap, I've miscounted. I have miscounted something badly. It is not supposed to flow off the edge. Oh, it's done it everywhere. This was not how it was supposed to happen. And this isn't even going to prevent spawning. Right, I'm going to have a lot to fix when I get down there. I guess I need to adjust where all the holes are. Oh damn, how am I going to get back up to the lava source? I haven't thought this through. I'll be right back. Yeah, we are now going to have this problem. It's not going to disappear, is it? Ooh boy, this is a little bit infuriating. I guess I have to wait for all of this to get random ticked. Right, I think what I'm going to do is head to the surface and AFK for maybe 20 minutes and see if this disappears. And then I can come in and fix everything. Okay, I am really very confused here. I did count right. The lava should not have flowed over the edge. And I've just come back down here, having got rid of the bucket up there. And now it's not flowing over the edge. What? I literally, I do not understand. And looking at the others as well, over in the background there, they're all doing the same thing. They're flowing towards the edge, even though they're not actually going over the edge. And they did go over the edge to begin with. And I have no idea why. I guess it's safe to come in here now. Yeah, nothing's spawning over this side. Okay, so if I move these all one block inwards, so I put this one here, I put this one here, then it will reach here, and at that point I think it should definitely spread out rather than flowing in one direction. But will that light everything up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the longer side. So the extremity will be here. So it'll be 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Will that prevent spawning or not? To be honest, I think we can handle one spawning space per platform. That's not a problem. So yeah, I'm going to move everything in one block. Same as before, let's do it some more. See, this is why you test on half the system before you make the whole thing. Got a creeper here who really wants to be on camera. Oh, here we go. Right, is it going to work this time? This looks a bit more promising. It's spreading weirdly, but it doesn't seem to be flowing over into the water, which is the main thing. It's not completely spreading out, which means there's still going to be some spawnable spaces. I'm guessing this is the same problem that means it doesn't disappear properly. It's probably just not getting updated frequently enough. But that does at least seem to have worked better. And I'm guessing given enough time, the lava will spread out properly. Okay, I guess it's time to work on the other half. And it's finished. The focal point ended up being just here underneath my flower beds. So I guess I'll build a proper little structure around here to house the on-off switch for the mob farm. And there's nothing left now but to test it out again. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Gotta love it when everything just works for once. As soon as most of the mobs are gone, I'll head in there, fix the platform that I blew up earlier, and build a proper little housing for the on-off switch, and then we'll call it a day, I think. It's so much easier to work down here when it's all lit up. There are still a few monsters, because the way I've set this lava out, it's actually not going to keep everything lit up. But that's okay, as long as there's just a small enough number of monsters that we can deal with them as they come. This is the elevator, by the way. All the mobs flow down these canals, and this is capable of picking up every type of monster, including spiders. It's a 2x2 shaft. And I think this basic design should keep working all the way up until probably 1.13, like release 1.13, because at that point undead mobs can't swim up water elevators anymore. But until then, this farm should keep working. It's simple enough that it's very hard for anything to go wrong with it. So at the moment I'm just cooking up some stone so that I can replace the slabs that were destroyed in the explosion. Like so. And with that, I think everything is repaired. I just need to do one more circuit and check there isn't any more cobblestone blocking any of the canals. And the final piece of the puzzle is done. We have built this little, I don't know what to call this, it's just a little area where we keep our lava bucket, and all we have to do is place the lava against this iron block. It will flow through the entire system and light up the mob farm. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. It's actually, look how convenient this is. This tiny little hill that we've got our flower garden on top of, the lava flows just about perfectly so that it doesn't collide with the farm, and it doesn't collide, or it doesn't come above ground in the area where we've got this path to the entrance. It's perfect. I'm so pleased it worked out like this. Since we're still doing pretty good on time, I guess I'll introduce you to what I plan to do next episode. I'd like to build a museum. A museum for putting in curious things which we collect along the course of updating the game. Because there are a lot of, not just items that you can get in normal gameplay, but a lot of items that are version exclusive, but which you can then keep into the future. Things like locked chests, uncraftable potions. Like right now in my base I've got a stack of fishing rods, which isn't something that's possible in later versions. And that kind of stuff I would like to store somewhere. I would like to keep somewhere safe. And I've actually already designed the museum building, so I guess we'll hop over into a modern creative mode world and I'll show you what I'm planning to build here in survival. Back in 1.16. Look at this, I can sprint and everything. It's revolutionary. So, this is what I'm planning to build in survival. This is the museum. A nice, big, open place. I can always add more wings later if I need more space. We're not going to be collecting every block in the game in this building, because I mean, the world itself will serve that purpose. Like, we'll have every block and item in the game somewhere in our world. The museum is exclusively for interesting things pertaining to one particular version, things which we wouldn't be able to obtain in normal gameplay perhaps, stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you stick around for next time. I'm mostly doing this series because I want to play in my world more often, and I'm hoping this will motivate me to do so. Also, I want to try and improve my own talking skills. It's super weird to just be like talking to myself in a room, but I'm sure I'll get more used to it over time. So yeah, I don't have any way to sign off the video. Bye.